Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it is a new day, a bright Sunday, a day that the Lord has made, that we should all be glad and rejoice in it. Today is the first Sunday of the year 2024. It is a blessed day. Therefore, I would like to invite you to join us at Richmond Media, coming right to your doorsteps to present to you health issues. Today's topic is how to build your immune system. Is yours weak to the extent that anything that it picks up, that your body picks up, then you get the negative aspect of it? How can you overcome the illnesses that is coming to you, or that you're going through, or that your family member is going through? But when your immune system is strong enough to accommodate everything that it can fight with, that helps you to stay away from diseases and illnesses, and that prolongs your life. Therefore, I would like you to share this program to your friend and family members. Invite them to join us this afternoon as we all discuss this topic. As usual, I have my own brother, the gentleman that I always come here with. And it's no other person than my own brother, a humble man, a husband, and a dad. But he leaves all his duties to join us every Sunday. Mr. Ackon, you're once again welcome to Richmond Media.
Thank you.
And Yamawa Afinshapa.
I think emeto yen da biara da ahoden wom.
Amen. As today is the first day of the year, is the first Sunday of the year 2024. I hope you might have your own wishes that you would like to extend it to everyone. If you have any, the platform is yours, please.
Okay. We want to thank our lovely viewers and listeners of Richmond Media. Yeah, for always having time for us. Without you, we will just be having the program and we will just record and put it down. So we want to say a very big thanks to everyone, viewer, listener. Then Josephine, yeah, Adebi, she's a woman. Yeah, so my regards to my family and the blessed person in the house, David Ackon, also. Then to everyone watching us, because if I try mentioning names, I'll be stuck. So everyone, but we hope and believe that as we are starting this year with how to boost the immune system, by God's grace, we will end this year whilst we are still healthy, and not just on the healthy aspect, but also active in doing things for the service of God and also for our family. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Ackon, for your words of encouragement given to us this afternoon. To everyone watching us this afternoon, I would like to encourage you to send us a comment so that we'll be able to acknowledge or recognize you, for everyone to know the good work that you are doing and the support that you are giving to this platform to reach everyone and everywhere in the world. Brother Ackon, immune system, what is it at all?
Okay, thank you. This lesson is important because when you come to ways of sustaining your health, you can never acquire good health when your immune system is low. Therefore, for us to be able to have the power or the ability to overcome every sickness or disease, you need to get the foundation, and that is what we call the immune system. You know, we have two types of diseases. We have the infectious diseases. It means this aspect of diseases, someone can transfer it to the next person. It can be through virus, it can be through bacteria, it can be through parasites, it can be through fungi. Then we have the second aspect of diseases that is not infectious, so we call it non-communicable diseases. It means it's a lifestyle condition like the diabetes, hypertension, the asthma, and the rest. For you to be able to overcome the infectious conditions and the non-infectious conditions, you need what we call a good immune system. Please, if my slides can display, you need to get a good immune system. Now, whenever we talk about immune system, the overview is that all the aspect of this human machinery that helps prevent diseases from occurring. That's number one. Number two, assuming by a mistake you have contracted a particular disease, all the aspects that will help you, the individual, to be able to overcome such sickness coming together is what we call the immune system. Now, when it comes to this human system, you know that when it comes to health, being healthy or good health, we classify good health as being emotional, physical, spiritual, mental healthy, and just not the absence of malaria or other sickness. So when it comes to all the aspects of sicknesses or diseases, you need to get something that will help you to be able to overcome such diseases. Therefore, when it comes to the spirituality immune booster, you can never go against your creator. So it's one aspect of our immune booster, God. Because when you neglect him, it means because you are physical and you cannot go spiritual, if you are able to go spiritual, it means then you are also a spiritual man hunting others. So you need to leave those things to him. And that's the first one, God as your immune booster. So he forms part of the immune system. Number two, when God created us, we have what we call the skin. That's what we are seeing. And with the skin, you see, we have the hairs. The hair on the skin, it's able to trap dust and other filth so that it will not go internally to affect you. So as we are talking about immune system, the skin also form part of the immune system because of the hairs that will also help trap dust and other particles from not entering the system. It's also an aspect that we need not to neglect. The next aspect is when you take your nose, we have the hairs within your nostrils. As we are breathing, assuming you have passed through a dusty area, the nose that you are seeing, the hairs within your nostrils, its work is to trap dust from the air you are inhaling, so that per its filter will prevent those particles from entering the system to affect you. And by so doing, it guides us against diseases. So it will form part of the immune system that we are talking about, how to fight infection. When you take the lungs, the air that will enter into the lungs, we have the air sac there, and within which we have some fluid like the mucus, like sticky fluid within it. It also helps trap the dust that has maneuvered its way. You know, at times you will be passing through a dusty area. There are some places, no matter how you pass through, because of the difficulty, some begins to be breathing through their mouth inside and our nose. Some particles of dust also get into the system. So if our viewers and our listeners can recall, whenever they pass through a dusty area, the immune system within will let you cough, bringing it out, go out. As it's coming, you sense some form of dust in the flames you are bringing out. That tells you how God has designed this living machinery to be able to help you within your lungs. When these things accumulate, then it block your airway, then you can have the respiratory conditions like the asthma, like the other chronic respiratory conditions. So the nose, the eye. God is so wonderful that he has given us a natural hair to just protect this eye from any particles mistakenly entering the eye. And you see how God in his own wisdom has designed this human machinery. When something drops even on the eye, then within few minutes there are tears or some fluid that accumulate into that part to help eradicate that aspect from there. So anything that you are doing that will affect this release of the fluid and the hair, then you need to make sure that you think twice that you are affecting your immune system in an aspect that you lessly look at. The mouth. The mouth, when you close, is able to help you protect every unwanted particles from entering the system. And when food also comes to, there will be release of saliva, and within the saliva we have the fluid nature, the enzymes and others that will help eradicate or help break down food so that most particles will not enter this human system. So it also serves as a protective area for you that you need not. You see the stomach. The stomach too is having its own protection, and that is what we call the HCl, the hydrochloric acid. And within the stomach, this hydrochloric acid, together with the pepsinogen, together with a fluid that we call the pepsinogen, will lead to what we call the pepsin, and that will help break down proteins within this stomach. So the stomach is also having its own protection, immune system. So anything that you are doing affecting the release of the hydrochloric acid or affecting the release of the pepsinogen, diluting it, will let it be like a free range. And anything that enters the stomach, the hydrochloric acid will not be able to break down any bacteria, fungi, or virus that has maneuvered its way to get into the system, and you'll be experiencing stomach-related condition. Now, when food passes through the stomach, it gets to the small intestines, and within the small intestines, we have what we call the the villi. The villi is the hair-like thing that you are seeing. And within this villi is where absorption of nutrient it also takes place. So anything that you do to affect the hydrochloric acid will also affect the villi, and it will affect absorption of nutrient. And when it's being affected, then guess what will happen? You will not get good health, and your immune system will become weak. And another aspect is that at times we do things to affect this stomach lining, and it will lead to what we call the leaky gut. The leaky gut. So leaky gut means like there's the lining within the stomach, but per our actions, it can be what we are drinking, what we are eating, or a lifestyle will break that lining, and instead of food passing through the surface smoothly for blood nutrient assimilation into the blood, rather it will be leaking. Then you get what we call the leaky gut, and that will also lead to a lot of problems that we need to also talk about. So the small intestines too, the protection is there. Then the blood, mostly when we talk about immune system, our focus all goes to the blood. Then we come to the blood itself. The blood, we get what we call the red blood cells, and within the red blood cells we have oxygen, we have nutrients, and we have water that helps the red blood cells to be able to give you the energy for you to be able to do your things. But when you do things and neglect the health of your blood, then it will affect the immune system. Then another aspect too within the blood is what we call the white blood cells. So mostly whenever we are talking about immune system, we are talking about the soldiers in the blood, the soldiers in the blood. But mind you, it's not only the blood though. Within the blood, the white blood cells, we have what we call the neutrophils. The neutrophils, when it constitutes 60% of the white blood cells, whenever a bacteria or a foreign body gets into the system, they are more, so they are being released into that arena. Their point is that they are going to envelop, it's like soldiers in a camp, to go and camp that bacteria or that fungi that has entered this stomach. Then when it do its work, the next release is the what we call the lymphocyte that constitute to 25% of the immune system, the white blood cells. And it's also going to perform its work by trying to help the neutrophils to eradicate the filth that has entered. Then move on to the other white blood cell, which is the monocyte. With the monocyte, is going to do the cleanup, the zoom lion. When the neutrophils and the lymphocyte has done its work, they are going to clean up. Then we have the eosinophils that also will come in. Then the last one is the basophils. So anytime you went to a particular, you are experiencing cold, which is a sign of low immune system because of allergic reaction. When we check your blood, you see that the eosinophils will be high. It tells the prescriber that then it's an allergic thing that you have taken, like the sugar, like the dairy, that is causing that cold. And it forms part of what can lead to the low immune system. So we need to also talk about those things. So when we talk about the aspects that constitute to the immune system, from the skin through the nose to the stomach, intestines, the blood, these constitute to some of the aspects we will term as immune system. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Ackon, for giving us the overview of how to build your immune system. It's really amazing the way that you are taking us step by step. Gives us more understanding into the topic so that people can also contribute to what we are discussing. At this moment, I would like us to acknowledge our viewers. We have my own brother, George Owisubequin, says, good afternoon, family. Welcome back, name. But where have you been so far? This one, you have to explain yourself. Oh, I can't be your mediator. And we have Sister Nana Ajua A. Sifa says, great insight. Thank you, sis, for always supporting us. Mr. Adesuru says, good work, bro. I'm watching you live from Kumasi. Thank you so much, Mr. Ade, for your support and your contribution towards health issues at Richmond Media. You were here last week. God bless you. Sister Ivona Samoa says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. And Sister Yvonne is greeting us right from Takrady. Thank you, Sister. And Sister Pauline D. Sapon says, welcome everyone. Thank you, sis, for your support. Ivona Samoa, my sister, again says, nice topic. Thank you. She's also a nurse, so hopefully one day she will join us. Mr. Adelsuru says, even the eyelashes serve as protection against foreign objects. Thank you so much to everyone who has contributed or sent a comment to this program. Whoever is with us, please feel free, even if I will be able to acknowledge you or recognize for everyone to know that indeed you are part of us because we are not doing it alone. It's you and us, the three of us, three body centered, making up this program successful. So do your part. We are doing our part. Brother David Esiedo says, more fire, Prof. Thank you, Brother David, for your support. Professor, back to you again. Oh, more coming. That's Richmond Media to say, share, like, and comment. Ask everyone from your home to join us as we continue to discuss the program. Our next question comes as, what are some of the side or some of the side and signs, sorry, and symptoms of low immune system? Because sometimes we have low immune system, but ourselves we might not be able to recognize them. But the signs and symptoms that you will experience or someone might experience will set as an indication that your immune system is going down. So, Brother George, over to you. Thank you.
Okay. So as we want to clarify the our viewers, for us to all know that whenever we are talking about immune system, it's not only white blood cell, but it takes a lot. Therefore, as we have mentioned, from God perspective to the skin and others, whenever you have low immune system, it means you have done something that has detached you from the strong immune system. In the godly aspect, you begin to be having fear because your contact with your maker has lessened. You realize that wherever you be going, you have some fear. You begin to be losing hope, whilst he's telling us to gather hope, and that also a part. Another aspect physically is that you begin to have like the man you are seeing on the screen. You see, growing lean, whilst abdomen protruding, and abdominal pains. Why? Because we have talked that whenever you do something to affect the immunity of your stomach lining, it will affect your abdominal content. So you might be having abdominal pains, or because of the leaky gut can lead to the swelling of the abdomen. So a typical person physically, whenever you see most people, when their immune system going down and go to the advanced, you see their physical appearance like what we are seeing on the screen. Another aspect is that you will be there, plenty people, but all of a sudden, always you are the one suffering from fever. It will go and come. Fever, it will go and come. It's an aspect of infectious condition. So, example, during this Harmattan season in Ghana and the rest, you see the weather is dry, coldness and cold. You realize that most people are having something that we call runny nose, and in the rich man is called cold, and the poor is called catarrh. You see, most people, but some individuals will just experience when they encounter a dusty area. But we have some people throughout December, it goes and comes. It tells you that you are doing something affecting the immune system. You need to check it out. And when we read the causes, you begin to know whatever you were doing. Another aspect is that you see some individuals who will be having some rashes. It will go and come. Then some today it will come in the armpit. The next day their legs. The next day here, like some funny rashes and like boil-like issues. It tells you that no, you need to do further assessment, because there are some things that is going on within your system that is affecting the immune system. So you need to note that. Then another sign when it comes to those with immunocompromised conditions like the HIV, like the tuberculosis, those with tuberculosis that have reached the latent stage, you see how they are also growing lean with the diarrheas, vomiting, and not just a common diarrhea means just one day diarrhea is what we are talking about, but for them, they have prolonged diarrhea for weeks, a week to weeks, and you need to know that. Prolonged cough, those are those aspects. At times, when you do things to affect the immune system, the proper immune system, the cells, which is the immune system, will turn up, fight against its own system. And that's what we call the autoimmune diseases. And one is asthma. It's an autoimmune disease. The next one is bone pains or joint pains. They are autoimmune diseases. So, in a nutshell, if I'm doing something to affect the immunity of the eye, it will be giving me redness of the eye. It will be giving me problems with the eye that Brother Shro has taken us through from last week. If I'm doing things that's affecting the skin, if I'm bleaching the skin, means that I'm doing things to interfere with the immunity of my skin. It will be giving me some conditions that I'll be having the red, black, or those colors, funny colors. And that's also another thing. You'll be having some rashes, eczema, and co. That's also another aspect. If I'm doing things that's affecting the immunity of my lungs, then I'll be having the cough, the cold, the difficulty in breathing. With little thing, the person will say, I'm tired. With little thing, the person is complaining, I'm tired. It gives you a clue that an aspect of this human system is being affected. And due to that, the white blood cells, the other immune system at those areas are being in danger, and the response is what will give you the signs. So these are some of the signs of low immune system. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother George, for giving us this in-depth understanding of signs and symptoms of low immune system. Now, this will help us to watch out for any of sorts that will affect our health. A brother George Osubekwen says, I have a long-term illness. Does, does that mean I have a low immune system? Please. Brother George, that's over to you.
Okay, Senior George Owusu Bequin, thank you for your question. You realize that this human machinery, God has created it in a perfect state. But due to some errors or some environmental toxins or whatever we have encountered has led to a particular condition. Therefore, by guiding the system, it will be able to fight against such condition. And if that condition keeps occurring and is not improving, I need to sit down again and assess myself. Then I will know where the errors come. At times, you see, someone is having asthma and he's taking inhaler, or he's been on the inhaler, he's been on the prednisolone and other drugs. But that same individual's food, best food is milk sugar. Milk sugar. You see, he's taking the thing that will prevent the occurrence of the attack. That's the inhaler or the drugs. But he's still eating the things that will build the diseases. So when it becomes like that, then it turns like a long-term condition. So, Brother Owusu Bequin, we need to sit down so that we know the exact condition, assess whatever errors that might be triggering that is leading to the long term, and we see how it will be. At times, it will not be like the result is from the low immune system, but it will be like you continually do the error to bring the condition. And that has led most people to suffer from a particular condition for 10 years, for 20 years. And you realize that when you are able to ascertain the cause and guide the system or that particular organ, you realize that healing will occur. Then that place will build their immune system against that particular condition. And I bet you, by God's grace, you will be relieved from such condition. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our brother David Esiedu also says, every disease has a cause. My people will always attribute swollen stomach to curse. What have you got to say about this, Brother George?
Yeah. You see, we have the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system's work is like a tube that when the liver, the kidney has done its filtering work, it passes through and it eliminates the waste. But if your lymphatic system is not working properly, you realize that you begin to have swollen legs. And that first thing will come in mind, as my brother David Esedi is saying, they will say, oh, because your leg is swollen, it's a curse, or you've stepped on some juju this thing. Then they'll begin to be thinking of more spiritual than ascertaining the cause. Then swollen arm, then swollen abdomen. So not all swollen abdomen or legs is as a result of what he's saying, a curse, but mostly it's as a result of some errors that is affecting that particular part. And if it's the abdomen, you have protruded abdomen. Even just wrongful combination can lead to the protrusion of the abdomen. I think when we get to the how to boost, we will go detail. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother George, for this explanation. Brother George Osibequin continued to say, thank you so much, bro. God bless you. And he says, yeah, God bless you, bro. Thank you so much, Brother George, for your question. And then for also Brother George giving you the answers to your questions, and Brother David continue to pop more questions into the comment box, and we will try our best to answer them whenever possible. Whoever hasn't sent any comments to us, please, you are just encouraged to send anything of your choice. Even if you want to say hello to us, Afin Shapa, Happy New Year, you are more than welcome on this platform. Together, health issues will go afar. Brother George, now that we go back to our questions, now that you know the signs and symptoms about to recognize our low immunity, what are some of our activities that affect the immune system itself? Thank you.
Okay. So the activities that affect the immune system with the God factor, sin is number one. Whenever we violate what God has said, at the end will lead to sin and it will affect our immune system. So, and when it happens, we begin to have fear or begin to be afraid that God can never forgive us, but rather He can do it. When we read the final aspect, so sin is number one against God. Number two, smoking. Smoking. You see, we are saying that the nose is able to, because of the hairs, that's the nostrils, trap dust. But the hairs within the nostrils is not able to trap smoke. So whenever you are smoking, it's a lifestyle that affects the immune system. Because one, it will affect the lungs. And within the lungs, as you are seeing on the screen, the heart is just in between. So it will affect it. Then that same smoke will affect your blood, and it will affect the red blood cells and affect the white blood cells as well. And at the end, your immune system begins gradually to be going down. That's why when prolongedly you smoke, not only cigarettes, smoke, when you inhale smoke, prolonged use or inhalation of smoke will deranges your immune system. We need to be mindful of it. Number two, improper hygiene, because we are talking about skin as one tool that fight against infection. So if you are not maintaining your personal hygiene, parents, you are not supervising your children, their fingernails, like what you are seeing, colored like this, which is filth. They get their banku, they get their rice ball, they are using injection into the system. You realize that these activities will affect. Some individuals are also not bathing. The more you don't bath, the more the pores within the skin is closed with the filth, and the skin will not be able to breathe well. And at the end, filth will remain within, and filth from outside will also get within, and it will end up affecting your immune system. The creams you are applying on your skin when maintaining your personal hygiene can also affect your immune system. So cleanliness, when you neglect the cleanliness aspect, is also an aspect. Number two, some medications, because a lot of people, because they know drugs, whenever they are feeling stomach pain, they'll go and buy antibiotics. When they are feeling menstrual pains, painkiller. When they are going, most of the medications and individuals are taking erode the lining of the stomach. Some of the medications also suppresses the release of the HCl, which is the internal hydrochloric acid. And when it occurs in that aspect, you realize that less amount of hydrochloric acid will be released, and it will not work as it's supposed to be. And it also affects how your immune system needs to also operate. The next aspect is about what you are eating. Most people, we eat because friends are eating. Most people, we drink because friends are drinking. But think of this: whatever you are putting in your mouth, is it going to fight a disease or is going to feed a disease? Then you take a caution on those aspects. Another aspect is sedentary lifestyle. Sedentary lifestyle is that prolonged sitting without any activity, like the man you are seeing on the screen. After everything and consuming whatever is on the table, the next one is that the remote on the belly. Already, the abdomen is protruding already, and he's using the remote to be like a gauge. And as the person is there, that sedentary lifestyle will predispose him to have low immune system. So you need to check your weight and look at the immune aspect. Another aspect is the mind. Some individuals are having low immune system because of negativity and how negatively they keep thinking about others. So anytime they will see them, they just have that shivering, and there will be release of chemicals from the brain into your blood, and it will affect you. So you see, in the Garden of Eden, when Adam hears the voice of our Maker, what happens? Fear. And there was release of these chemicals into the system. That's why those who like gossiping, their mouth, okro mouth and things, when they do that okro around the banku and they see that banku, they begin to shiver because they've seen the individual they went to gossip. And that shivering alone tells you that your immune system has started deranges. So you need to have a positive mind, free mind, and live your way. That's also an aspect. And we need to be mindful of those aspects. When some individuals also drinking whilst eating will affect the quality of the HCl, hydrochloric acid, within your stomach, and also can affect you. So we need to have time and note that these are some of the things from the medications, from the mindset, from whatever we are eating, inactivity, that's the sedentary lifestyle, all contribute towards our immune system. At the same time, can also affect your immune system. So you need to watch out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother George, for giving us this message. The message is for everyone watching us on this platform. Brother George Usubekin comes again. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. As you said, you need to sit back and change lifestyle towards certain health conditions. What about if you change lifestyle and the person is still on the illness? What can you do? So if that illness still persists or continues once you have changed your lifestyle, if that is the case, what can that person do about it? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, bro. We need to note these three things whenever we are encountering a condition. I know within this year we will tackle that. We have sickness coming to us because of violation of God's law. Number two, we have individuals passing through some forms of sickness because of violation of physical laws. Number three, we have individuals having some sickness for the glory of God to be ascertained. So when you note of these three things, I'm suffering from a particular condition. I have changed my lifestyle. I have make sure I'm following all the laws of health. I'm doing all my best, but I'm still not getting fully recover. Beloved, think of the third part as well, because there are some individuals will lose their life or will live their entire life because of a particular condition so they can inherit the kingdom. But that also, like example is like Paul. Paul was the one preaching, praying for people, healing people, but he has done everything. But for vision, he wanted to see clearer. But God always tell him that my grace is more, or my peace is upon you. So beloved and our dear listeners, whenever we are encountering a sickness, think of these three things. Am I violating the laws of God? Am I violating the physical laws, or is for the glory of God? Because some conditions will help us to pray more, and we need to note that. So whenever we are passing through these challenges, then the final option will also pop in, because healing is also from above. So we need to take note, Brother George Owusu Bequin. So let's look at that aspect too and see how the life change will also help improve the worsening of the condition, but can lead to the reversion of our condition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother George, for answering these questions and for giving us some of the activities that affect the immune system. In this case, how can I, as an individual or as anyone, boost the immune system? Thank you.
Okay. A summary of how to boost the immune system. I have termed it as sustain me. Sustain me. It's an acronym. Sustain me. Number 1S, sunlight. Individuals who want to build their immune system and they are not exposed to sunlight can never achieve a good immunity. So no wonder God said, let there be light, and there was light in Genesis 1 verse 3. Why? Because there are some remedies within this sunlight. Therefore, sunlight is the first thing. Never be indoors, but let's be mindful and exposing ourselves to the sunlight. We have what we call the sun bath. So the picture is showing us with the sun bath is where you sit. Then you use a folded towel to cover the eye. Then you expose yourself to the sun. In so doing, you begin to sweat. Some individuals too, we will wrap them with a cloth or a blanket, and they will be exposed to the sun. And that will help us achieve what we call the sun bath. With the sun bath as well, when it comes to the exposure of the sun, those with lighter skin are supposed to be exposed themselves to the sun from 15 to 30 minutes. And those with the darker skin, from 45 to an hour exposure to the sun helps boost the immunity. So we need to be mindful of it. Those areas where there's exposure of sunlight and cold, the best time we can be doing is from 9 o'clock, 9:30 to 10 in the morning is cool. Then in the afternoon, that way is between the 3 p.m. That one too is cool. So when we are choosing what time to do the sun bath, 9 and 3 p.m., those times are best. Within your room, we want to eradicate filth so that immune system can boost based on what we are inhaling. Then make sure you open your windows for direct sunlight to enter your room so that it will be able to purify your room for you. It will take out scent and other offenses scent in the room, and you will be against some things like cold, catarrh, and those difficulties will also help you. So S, which is the sunlight, is very important when it comes to immune boosting. And that same sunlight, because of the vitamin D mechanism that will occur within your system, will help you build a stronger immune system. Number 2, which is U, is the use of water. Our entire body is a higher percent is water. The brain higher percent water. The entire body percentage water. Our blood water. Every aspect of our body we need water. So we encourage an individual that whenever we want to boost the immune system, the U, we need to be drinking water. Don't wait to be thirsty before you drink water. A caution. Number 2, don't overdrink water. Number 3, within 2 hours, you need to be able to consume like 250 ml of water, and that's what we call 1 glass. And you can be doing that in a sipping method. In that sipping method, it's like between 1 to 3 mouthful. So as we are talking, then I'll sip 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2. Then you put the bottle down as you are doing your work. So that sipping method helps you to be able to drink water well, and it will help your system as well. Aside the drinking of the water, we have the bathing, the hydrotherapy, the use of water in treatment. Bathing is one. So we need to be bathing water. The next one is what we call the full body steam bath, where you boil water, then you pour it in a bucket or a bowl, then you cover yourself with blanket. You can add any essential oil to it, like eucalyptus oil, like oregano. Those who are not living in those areas and have the common leaves, like the neem leaves, like the other common like onion, like garlic, you can crash into it. Don't waste any money. You can do this and you achieve a stronger immune system with the use of water. Another aspect is S, the sustain, sleep. Anytime you violate the laws of sleep, you end up affecting your immune system. So we want to encourage our dear viewers and listeners that let's have time to sleep. After every strenuous activity, have time to sleep. And by sleeping, it helps you to recover from most energy you've lost within the day. And it's very important. Another aspect with the sustain, the T, is trust in divine power. Note that you just don't came into this existence, this world by chance, but by plan. Someone planned you and you came into existence. So in everything, you need to put your trust in the one who created you, and that will help you to be able to shape in your life. By following his words will strengthen you both physical and spiritually, for you to get a proper immune system as well. So families, you can devote, have a family devotion or family worship. Make sure you don't leave your house, go to work, you not see your child, you see the child, you say, you call, the money is on the table. When you come, take. When you close, go to this auntie at the workshop, I'll come and pick you. No, that is not what we want. But have time with your family. At least before you go out, have a devotion with them. 2-3 minutes, okay. 5 minutes, okay. Your time, have time. Spend time personally. After your personal, have a family one, then it will help boost your immune system as well. The A is abstemiousness. Abstemiousness, another name, is what we call temperance. Be temperate with everything that you do. Be temperate. Not that everything is passing. Everyone is dancing, so I'm dancing. Everyone is wearing this, I'm wearing. Everyone is talking like this, I'm talking. No, be temperate with whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, whatever you wear, what to say, at what time, what to think about others. You need to be temperate within those aspects, and that will help you. The I is inhaling of fresh air. Fresh air contributes to our immune system. Why? Because within the blood, it needs a lot of oxygen for your blood to be pure and to be able to fight against conditions. So individuals whom the air they are inhaling is air conditioned air, or from the fan in their room, is not proper air. So you need to be mindful of it and inhale fresh air. It might be like you are in the cities, your workplaces, smoke and whole lot, but within your off, have time, go to the beach side, because you have a quality air. Have time, walk in nature, and you have a quality air. So aside your busy work, have time and at least spend time, some walking time in nature, and inhale that fresh air to help boost your immune system. Your rooms to open the windows for fresh air to also enter that places. That one too is also something that we need to also note. The N is about nutrition. Nutrition. The N is about the nutrition. You see, knowledge in regards to proper food combination is of great wealth and is to be received as wisdom from God. When you read a book called Counsels on Diet, page 109, paragraph 176, it means there are a lot of individuals whom, because of improper food combination, are having fermentation within their system, and the blood is contaminated and the brains are confused. Some individuals, because of the improper food combination, is leading to leaky gut. As we were talking about the stomach aspect, they are doing things that is affecting the cells or the immunity of the stomach lining, and it's eroding, and instead of food passing through, it's rather leaking, and it will lead to small intestine, fungi infection, and bacterial infections and other things. So we need to be mindful about proper combination. Sugar is fertilizer for pathogenic bacteria. Sugar is one of the fertilizer for the pathogenic bacteria, like the yeast, the fungus that set in. And when it comes in, what does it do? It affects your immune system, and it will give you the assault as a respiratory virus. That's why individuals whom or children who are suffering from chronic cough, cold, every day your child is having runny nose, every day you have cold, every day you have respiratory condition. When you are breathing, we are sensing some noisy within. It's telling you that the fertilizer you are giving to the system is sugar. If you are one of them, then you need to be mindful of it, because it will decrease your immune system. So be mindful of when we are talking about nutrition. Do not overeat. Gluttony. Not because you did not pay and someone is doing a party, say come and eat. So you have done cleansing, so you have empty intestines. You are going to consume everything into your stomach. No, be mindful, because large molecules of food is recognized as foreign matter in the intestines, and it will require more effort of the white blood cells to assist in the breaking down of food. And when that happens, instead of the white blood cells and the cells fighting diseases, it will be working on food. And later time you are sleeping, so the energy is channeled to food instead of for your health. So we need to be mindful of gluttony. Last week I mentioned about something called spacing of food. Here too it has come in. When you read Counsels on Diet, page 173, paragraph 267, it says that the stomach must have careful attention. It must not be kept in continual operation. Give this misused and much abused organs some peace and quiet and rest. After the stomach has done its work for one meal, do not crowd more work upon it before it has had a chance to rest and before a sufficient supply of gastric juice, that's the hydrochloric acid we mentioned, combining with the pepsinogen, giving us pepsin to help break down protein, provide by nature to care for more food. 5 hours at least should elapse between each meal. And always bear in mind, if you would give it a trial, you would find that 2 meals are better than 3. So you realize that spacing of your food, most people, they eat well, they have a good lifestyle, but because of spacing, they are always getting some conditions. So you need to be mindful of it. Then another scientific proof that add up to it is about migrating motor complex. When food gets into the system, the way it will digest, interdigest, and food assimilation live into the system. When you are spacing it, beloved, it helps you a lot. It helps you a lot, and it will not bombard you. And it's not only to the adult, children as well. Children as well. So we need to be mindful of spacing. So when it comes to the nutrition, and one thing is that, do you know that our viewers and our listeners should understand that when it comes to the coarse vegetables, like the carrots, like the broccoli, like the cauliflower, like the cabbage, their family, you need to boil it, steam it to tender before you use it as a juice or as a salad. Next time that we talk about food combination and food preparation, we'll go in there. When you are able to do that, nutrient is being able to get into the inner cells. That's what we call the cellulose, for you to achieve its result. So we need to also note that the M, we've read the me, the M is moderation. Whatever you think is good, do it in moderation. Don't overdo, because you have seen this one is good, so you are just taking it overdose. No, in moderation, and it will help you. Then the E, exercise. When it comes to exercise, we have what we call the digestive exercise. With digestive exercises, walking that you do after meal, about 15 minutes after eating, you walk a while for the body to be able to utilize the food you have consumed. Nutrients will be absorbed. That explains why when you feed a child and you begin to be tapping the back and roaming a little, you realize that he will belch. Then you see things are working. But the moment you feed, put there, you see indigestion and other things, then it begins vomiting and other rounds also takes place. So we need, aside the exercise, brisk walking, perfect. Research have proven that individuals who continuously walk, brisk walking continuously, consistency for an hour, and you are a diabetic, it's like taking 20 international units of insulin. So it tells you how it will help boost your immune system. So the sustain me, it ends with exercise. Then you make sure proper hygiene also come into place with the hand washing to, not that one bowl for the entire family or all friends, one bowl. No, you wet your hand with soap, you let someone pour for you, then you can use it. That's why we call it hand washing. But when you just, everyone is dipping, so you are dipping. It's not hand washing, beloved. You are just spreading the infection or the bacteria around your hand and going to use. So whenever we are consciously following this sustain me, having a positive mind and doing this, I bet you, by God's grace, 2024, our immune system will be stronger. And that is a major immune booster. and you'll be able to fight against a lot of disease you can count of. So these are some of the ways that you can boost your immune system. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother George, for your in-depth explanation, giving us in-depth understanding of how to build our immune system. This topic indeed is a very important topic. So whatever that you have, I'm sure you have been able to digest it into your system, that you will be able to work or to apply it on daily basis, so that you, myself, and others will be able to live long to enjoy the fruits of our womb. Thank you so much, everyone who contributed to this program, who has spent the time to watch us on this platform, Richmond Media. We say, may God bless you as we have already entered the year 2023. My name is Hanna Bimah. The same time again, health issues coming right to your doorsteps at 3 p.m. UK Ghana time, and you can convert it wherever you are. Don't go. We're just turning ourselves around. Join us on the other, through the other link, and join us on from the beginning. Today, we have a very important personality with us. So I'm sure you will enjoy the program as you have already enjoyed the health issues. Brother George Ackon, may God richly bless you as we meet again the same time next week. Until then, my name is Hanna Bimah.
Shimo